September is recognized as Suicide Prevention Month, a time set aside to raise awareness, to honor those that we have lost, to support those who are struggling, and to remind each other that every life matters. Suicide is a subject that can be difficult to talk about, but it is a reality that touches families, communities, and people of all ages, backgrounds, and walks of life. Each year, thousands of lives are lost, and behind each of those numbers are lost loved ones, stories, and dreams that are often left unfinished. But alongside the pain, there is also hope, because suicide is preventable. This month challenges us to break the silence and the stigma that too often surrounds mental health. It challenges us to open the door of honesty and to engage in compassionate conversations. It reminds us that reaching out, listening without judgment, and connecting people with resources can truly make the difference between despair and hope, between isolation and connection, and sometimes between life and death. Over the course of today's program, we will view videos from suicide attempt survivors, discover the importance of mental health professionals, and recognize advocates who are working vigorously to bring awareness, education, and promoting a sense of hope and healing while shedding light upon this sensitive topic about suicide and why each and every voice is valuable. Their experiences and expertise remind us that no one has to suffer in silence and that help is always within reach. And to anyone watching who may be struggling, please hear this and allow this message to resonate from within. You are not alone. Your life has value, your story matters, and there is support available. Lastly, if you or someone that you know or love is in a crisis, please call or text 988 to connect with the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Someone is there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, ready to listen and to help. So as we begin this program, let us open our hearts, set aside judgment, and step into this conversation with courage and compassion as we shine a light on awareness, healing, and hope. Welcome to the show, The Art of Conversation with Latosha Esaw, the show that is dedicated to inspire and uplift audiences by sharing positive stories, fostering meaningful conversations, and promoting a sense of hope and connection within the community. I am your host, Latosha Esaw, and today's topic will focus on the critical issue of suicide awareness and prevention. Suicide rarely happens without warning. In fact, many times there are signs, sometimes subtle, sometimes clear, that a person is struggling when experiencing a crisis. Recognizing these warning signs can save a life. These signs may include changes in mood, withdrawing from family and friends, giving away personal belongings, expressing feelings of hopelessness, or even directly talking about wanting to not be alive. These are all signals we must never ignore. Too often people suffer in silence, believing no one will understand or that their pain is a burden. But by paying attention, By asking gentle questions and by offering support without judgment, we can interrupt that despairing silence and open the door to hope. According to the National Institution of Mental Health, here are some tips on how you can take action to assist someone who is experiencing a suicidal crisis. Ask, are you thinking about unaliving or harming yourself? Although these are not easy questions to ask, but studies show that asking at-risk individuals if they are suicidal does not increase suicides or suicidal thoughts. Keep them safe. Reducing an at-risk individual's access to highly lethal items or places is an important part of suicide prevention. While this is not always easy, asking if the at-risk individual has a plan and by removing or disabling the lethal means can make a huge difference. Be there. Listen carefully and learn what the individual is thinking and feeling. Research suggests acknowledging and talking about suicide may in fact reduce rather than increase suicidal thoughts. Help them connect. Save the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline number and the crisis text line in your phone so that these pertinent contact information resources are available if you need to reach out or contact the prevention and crisis lines. You can also make a connection with a trusted individual like a family member, friend, spiritual advisor, or mental health professional. Stay connected. Staying in touch after a crisis or after an at-risk individual has been discharged from care can make a significant difference. Studies have shown that the number of suicide rates continue to decrease when someone follows up with the at-risk individual. When talking about preventing a suicide crisis on a show such as this, the most important message to convey is what to look for and what to do, and to do it with compassion, not judgment. Always pay attention to or watch for warning signs, which includes speaking about not wanting to be alive, whether it be in a serious tone or a joking manner. Feeling hopeless or trapped, displaying dramatic mood changes, withdrawing from family, friends, and activities, increased substance use and abuse, reckless behavior, or giving away prized possessions. These are all red flags that someone may be in serious danger and contemplating unaliving melancholic thoughts. According to Open Text BC, if you observe any of these signs, here are a few tips to implement the 3 auras framework when noticing or observing if an individual is experiencing a suicidal crisis. This framework includes to recognize, respond, and refer. When recognizing if an individual is experiencing a suicidal crisis, it would grant someone the opportunity to intervene. Most individuals give clues about the state of their wellness through either their words, body language, or actions. Secondly, responding in the event if an individual is experiencing a suicidal crisis, this would also enable someone the opportunity to listen without judgment and to discover what the individual is thinking, feeling, or experiencing. Lastly, referring an individual to resources such as the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline and the Crisis Text Line are pertinent resources or contacts to have at hand. If you have to reach out on behalf of yourself or for someone else, let's take a look and listen to this video to gain more insight.
Welcome to County Office, your ultimate guide to local government services and public records. Let's get started.
How can mental health professionals help with suicide? Have you ever wondered how mental health professionals can make a difference in preventing suicide? Their role is vital in providing support and resources for those in need. Let's break down how they help. Mental health professionals are trained to spot warning signs and risk factors for suicide. Signs like feelings of hopelessness, social withdrawal, or past suicide attempts can indicate someone is struggling. By identifying these signs early, they can step in before a crisis escalates. They perform thorough suicide risk assessments to evaluate how severe someone's thoughts or plans may be. This assessment helps them create a personalized safety plan. A safety plan includes strategies to limit access to harmful means, coping skills, and a list of supportive contacts. These professionals use evidence-based therapies to address underlying mental health issues. Conditions like depression, anxiety, or trauma often lead to suicidal thoughts. Therapies such as cognitive behavioral therapy and dialectical behavior therapy have proven effective in reducing these thoughts and behaviors. In urgent situations, mental health professionals provide immediate support. They may coordinate emergency interventions, including hospitalization, to ensure safety. They also connect individuals with ongoing care and community resources for long-term recovery. Collaboration is key. Mental health professionals often work with local police departments and emergency responders. This teamwork ensures a coordinated response when someone is at risk of suicide. They also play a role in public education and suicide prevention programs. By raising awareness and reducing stigma, they help create a more supportive environment for those struggling with mental health issues. In emergencies, like when someone is in immediate danger of self-harm, mental health professionals advise contacting emergency services or the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. They stress the importance of listening without judgment, asking direct questions about suicidal thoughts, and staying with the person until help arrives. Overall, mental health professionals offer assessment, treatment, crisis management, and education. Their efforts are part of a broader strategy to prevent suicide and support individuals in crisis. They are dedicated to saving lives and helping people find hope and healing.
As you've just witnessed in the video, the importance of mental health professionals and how they can play a vital role in both preventing suicide and providing immediate support or assistance for an at-risk individual that may be experiencing a crisis. Mental health professionals are trained to assess risks by identifying warning signs such as unaliving thoughts, previous attempts, severe and manic depression, or sudden behavioral changes. Through therapy, counseling, and psychiatric care, these professionals help individuals manage overwhelming emotions, develop healthy coping strategies, and create safety plans that outline specific steps to take when suicide urges arise. In acute situations, some mental health professionals may use crisis intervention techniques such as de-escalation, hospitalization, or connecting individuals with emergency resources to ensure safety in the moment. They may also work closely with families, schools, and community organizations to build strong support networks that reduce isolation and to encourage ongoing care. By offering evidence-based treatments, maintaining open lines of communication, and instilling hope, mental health professionals provide both immediate and long-term protection against suicide, ensuring that at-risk individuals know that they are not alone and that help is always available. Reaching out to a mental health professional during a suicide crisis is one of the most important steps an at-risk individual can take because it connects them with someone trained to provide immediate support, safety, and guidance. In a moment when hopelessness and despair can feel overwhelming, a professional offers a safe, non-judgmental space to talk openly about painful thoughts and emotions in which the professional can quickly assess the level of risk, help calm the immediate crisis, and put a plan in place to ensure safety. whether that means creating coping strategies involving loved ones or arranging emergency care if needed. Most importantly, reaching out reminds individuals that they don't have to go through the struggle alone. Help is available, healing is possible, and there are people dedicated to walking with them towards stability and hope. It is very important for an at-risk individual to reach out to a mental health professional, in which this will lead towards the steps of hope and healing, as this would open the door of opportunity to create a powerful, safe space and life-changing relief while struggling with suicidal thoughts and depression. Reaching out also helps reduce the crushing weight of hopelessness by teaching practical coping skills, improving emotional regulation, and restoring a sense of safety and control. Through therapy and medication, when administered appropriately, an at-risk individual can build a strong support system through supportive relationships. Healing rebuilds meaning and purpose through small successes, such as reconnected relationships and renewed routines that slowly replace isolation and numbness. It strengthens resilience so that future setbacks may feel manageable rather than overwhelming. And it creates a safety net of tools and people to turn to during hard, isolated moments. Ultimately, healing isn't a single moment, but a process that renews hope, reconnects someone to what matters to them, and proves that recovery is possible. And with that being stated, stick around as I elaborate more about suicide awareness and prevention. It is time to put down those electronic devices and pick up a book. If you're looking for a YouTube channel that helps you discover the joy of reading, where every episode brings books to life, sparks imagination, and inspires a lifelong love for literature, subscribe to Blanche's Book Club, where you control the narrative by submitting your favorite book to read as it is selected to be uploaded to the channel. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Welcome back to the show. So far, I've discussed the importance of what signs to recognize if an at-risk individual is experiencing a suicidal crisis, or what steps that one should take in order to intervene or prevent a suicidal attempt from occurring. It is extremely important to recognize the signs early, as time is of the essence and every moment is critical. If you are able to observe any of these behaviors, such as sudden withdrawal, drastic mood changes, feelings of hopelessness, or expressing desires to not want to live, these patterns or types of actions open the door for intervention. By offering a listening ear without judgment, encouraging open conversations, and guiding the individual toward professional help or crisis resources can make a life-saving difference. Prevention begins with awareness, compassion, and the courage to step in when someone shows they may be in danger. Let's review some videos from suicide attempt survivors and how they were able to overcome through intervention and other therapeutic resources. Please be advised that the following videos may contain some scenes of a graphic or disturbing nature that may be unsuitable for some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
I am a suicide attempt survivor.
I'm a suicide attempt survivor.
I am a suicide attempt survivor.
I am a suicide attempt survivor.
I had a hard transition into high school, and I got hit really hard with depression for the first time. I started questioning my sexuality. I started hurting myself.
I was not the coolest kid in the block. Just like trying to really fit in with, different groups and whatnot. I was the smallest, I was the youngest.
My weight was something that I've always struggled with. And because of my weight, I always kind of just felt like I was never enough.
Addiction runs in my family, and so because of that growing up, there was a lot of those issues to deal with, being around violence, unhealthy relationships, unhealthy environment.
It just started getting a little rough. You know, it started getting a little rough, like around the edges along, you know, trying to make friends.
I just felt like because this was something that I couldn't control, that I was just worthless.
I got myself into an emotionally and physically volatile relationship. That, coupled with all of the things that had been happening in my mind for so many years, kind of got to a breaking point.
And then the rape happened. I was convinced my life was not supposed to happen.
Finding the right therapist, finding the right fit is really key.
Seeing a therapist is one of the best things that you could ever do for yourself. It gave me purpose. It was exciting to have somebody to go to that wanted to hear about what I had to say and what I was going through.
Talking to other survivors is what actually saved my life. Talking to other rape survivors, talking to other people who have tried to kill themselves. Because we think that we're in this tiny little bubble and nobody sees us because that's how we feel, because we're empty. I'm a leftover, nobody knows I exist. But in reality, we all are feeling the same thing.
You know, if you had a broken leg or a broken arm, or if you have a cold, you're gonna go to a doctor, you're gonna go get the help that you need. Everyone is worthy of life. Every single person that is born is worthy of life.
Having a creative outlet is huge. I'm a writer, and writing is the only thing that helps me make sense of things.
Whatever you're going through is stronger than you think. You know, it can really have you on another level. So, I mean, the people that are trying to help you, let them in. I know it's gonna be hard and difficult, but just let them in.
Try and think about what you need. If you just need somebody to sit with you, ask them to sit with you. If you need them to take you out of your house, ask them to take you out of your house. If there's no one around for whatever reason, because that does happen, figure out one thing that can get you through 1 minute, and then figure out another thing that can get you through the next minute.
I needed to know that I had the power to save myself, that I wasn't powerless, that I had the control to pick up the phone or to make an appointment or to talk to a psychiatrist or to just walk outside and say, I don't want to talk to anybody today, I just need to be alone.
Get up, keep walking, no matter what they throw at you, no matter what they say, no matter what they do, just keep living and keep pushing.
I can say now that I have the most beautiful, most fulfilling life. It's turned out far better than the 23-year-old girl who wanted to die and tried to die could ever have hoped for. But that doesn't mean that the struggle is over. You know, I have to maintain my health. I still have suicidal crises. I still sometimes want to hurt myself. But the fact of the matter is that I have tools and I have a support system, and I can make it through, and I do make it through every single day.
It gets better. You are worth life. You are worth living. You are worth breathing. You are worth having children. You are worth going to college. You are worth telling jokes. You are worth writing poems. You are worth your life.
One of the most powerful takeaways from watching the suicide attempt survivors share their stories through this video is a reminder that hope and healing are possible, even after the darkest moments. These testimonies highlight the importance of compassion, connection, and early intervention, showing us that what may feel like the end for someone can transform into a new beginning with the right support. Viewers can learn to recognize warning signs, understand the impact of stigma, and see how simple acts of listening and reaching out can make a significant difference. Most importantly, these videos teach us that every voice matters, every struggle is valid, and no one should ever feel alone in their pain. Survivors often remind us that even in the darkest moments, when everything feels lost, there is always a glimmer of hope waiting to be discovered. Having said that, don't go away. We'll be right back. Do you have a story that you would like to share? or a wonderful idea that you would like for us to cover, and if you would like to be a guest on The Art of Conversation with Latosha Esaw, then make your way to all of my social media platforms. I can be reached on Facebook, Instagram, X, and Threads. The names of all of my social media platforms are displayed in this non-commercial advertisement. So please send in those direct messages. And while you're at it, don't forget to go to YouTube to subscribe, like, and share the following YouTube channels: The Art of Conversation with Latosha Esaw and Blanche's Book Club, the YouTube channel that is dedicated to help you discover the joy of picking up a book to read and encouraging you to put down those electronic devices while you control the narrative of the book club's platform by submitting in your favorite book to read as it is selected to be uploaded to the YouTube channel. And as always, at The Art of Conversation with Latosha Esaw, we would love to create, draw, and paint positive conversational art with you. Feel free to reach out via email at theartofconversationwle@gmail.com. Our positive conversational art tools would love to see you soon. If you're looking for a YouTube channel that serves as a vibrant source of encouragement, inspiration, and empowerment for viewers from all walks of life, subscribe to The Art of Conversation with Latosha Esaw, where we strive to paint positive conversational art with you. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Thank you so much for staying tuned, as I am just about out of time for today. As we close today's conversation on suicide awareness and prevention, let us remember that every life matters and every voice deserves to be heard. By recognizing the warning signs, breaking the silence around mental health, and extending compassion to those who are struggling, we can create a community of hope and healing. If you or someone you know is in crisis, please reach out for help. Support is always available, and you are never alone. Together, through awareness, understanding, and action, we can save lives and remind one another that there is always hope. Well, that is all for today, as we learn about the importance of suicide awareness and prevention. If you're worried about someone that you know, reach out directly and compassionately to them. Ask how they're doing. Listen without judgment. Offer concrete help like finding a therapist or going with them to an appointment, and stay connected. If they're in immediate danger, call the National Suicide Prevention Line at 1-800-273-8255 or text 988 for crisis support. And if you are in need of assistance, don't hesitate to contact the crisis lines too. Share your story. Go to the Art of Conversation with Latosha Esaw YouTube channel and write in the comments section about how you became a helping hand and a listening ear for someone who is in need. Remember, you do not need to be a mental health professional to have an open conversation about mental health, because together we can build a community that offers hope, provide comfort, and open the door for a sense of connection in order to reach out to an at-risk individual during their darkest moments. Hashtag The Art of Conversation with Latosha Esaw. I would like to thank all of my viewers for joining and investing in your own learning experience. This show has covered the importance about suicide awareness and prevention, as recognizing the warning signs play an essential role for someone to interpose that hopeless silence and open the door to aspiration and healing for an at-risk individual. And as always, at the Art of Conversation with Latosha Esaw, we would love to create, draw, and paint all aspects of positive conversational art with you. Our positive conversational art tools would love to see you soon.